So now it's my favourite segment of the show, comments that point out very obvious things that I already knew. Yes, I know that Tyler has a cut on his nose that creates a bit of an inconsistency in the timeline, but I want to propose the idea that he possibly walked through some small doorways and knocked his nose, and that seems to be possibly a common thing that happens to Tyler. And yes, I also know that in the Heathens music video, the jumpsuit turns from yellow to orange. I know this. I edited the video and watched it about 70 times. I definitely noticed that. Thanks for pointing that out. But of course, the biggest one of all, Tyler isn't Clancy. I'm sorry. The video came literally a day before the new letter. I mean, I've got the letter right here, and yeah, Tyler isn't Clancy. But that now leaves us with the biggest question of all. Who is Clancy? Well, we'll get to that, because first, before we can understand who Clancy is, we have to understand what the entire world itself represents. Because everything about this world and Clancy ties into what I believe to be the entire overarching narrative of this whole album. So the world within these songs and music videos seem to be a representation of the human mind trying to recover from mental illness. Tyler, as mentioned, isn't actually Clancy. Tyler is simply the protagonist of the story, or a blank slate, someone that the audience can step into the shoes of, allowing the story to be left up to interpretation and molded into our personal experiences. So the story is continued in the Nico and the Niners music video. Tyler has a rad little flower collection hidden inside a cute tiny drawer, each flower representing one of his many failed attempts to escape Dema. And that is exactly why I think this entire album is about Tyler dealing with mental health. He keeps getting pulled back into Dema every time he manages to get himself out. In addition, the music video also supports the original timeline from my previous video, minus Tyler being Clancy, of course. Tyler stumbles at the end of Jumpsuit and is taken back into Dema once more, which is what leads us into Nico and the Niners. So that means Heathens was the original escape, the foundation of the rebellion. Nico and the Niners is the most recent escape in this known timeline. We also see Tyler packing away his personal belongings from the Blurryface era into a bag and taking them out with him. Tyler doesn't know how to leave this literal baggage behind. He's so used to Dema that it's almost just become a part of him. And this can be related to when we struggle with mental health, feeling like it's been with us for so long that it just becomes a part of us. So as we know, Dema represents the dark parts of our thoughts. It's the impenetrable fortress that's controlled by a powerful force that we don't fully understand. The bishops. These bishops embody different anxieties and fears to control those inside and make them think and feel negatively. Those that are inside of Dema are afraid of being helped. When the Bandidos come to liberate them, they all shut their windows and hide away, showing that when we try our best to help someone dealing with mental health, they may shut us down. Even Tyler at first seems reluctant to approach the Bandidos until Josh walks up to him, giving him the famous secret handshake. So the Bandidos seem to represent a lot of things, which is apparent from the amount of meanings given to the color yellow. They represent happiness, hope, freedom, anything that any kind of support system can give us. Whether it's family, friends, or just people we look up to, they are the ones that will cover us. They are the ones that will support us through the things we're most insecure about. I mean, in the music video itself, it's the Bandidos that help Tyler put his jumpsuit on and apply the yellow tape that the bishops can't see. They are literally covering him and guiding him to a better place outside of Dema. But of course, recovering from mental illness isn't that easy. There are many, many obstacles ahead, and that leads us to the trench. The trench is the obstacle one must face when trying to overcome mental illness. We may be out of Dema and we may be out of our darkest state, but there's many obstacles that still lie ahead. Recovering from mental illness is never going to be a straight path. There's just going to be things that we have to face. And sometimes on the way we might stumble and fall back into those dark places. Tyler in the jumpsuit music video appears to not be entirely sure of how to get out of trench. He looks around and sees that all the Bandidos have managed to climb out, but Tyler is left in the trench by himself to figure out how he can escape. And this is perhaps because while the Bandidos, our loved ones, can help us get out of those dark places in our minds, there are more obstacles ahead where they're just unable to help us. So, with that, Nico, Tyler's biggest anxieties of all, catches up to him. The color black engulfs his hands and neck, restraining him and pulling him back to Dema. Tyler just can't get out of the trench all on his own. There's just one more thing. Clancy is the one that Tyler needs to get out of the trench. Okay, but why does Tyler need Clancy? I've seen many people propose the idea that Clancy is the opposite of Blurryface. But then the question still stands. What is the opposite of Blurryface? And who is Clancy? Well, Blurryface is, of course, the representation of our biggest insecurities and anxieties, which are personified as the bishops, the ones that bring us back to Dema. But what is the counter to all this? Anxieties and insecurities, these fears that we all have inside of us. These fears, they are irrational fears. They are the things we worry about that no one else is thinking but ourselves. So Dema and Blurryface represent that side of the mind that is irrational and fearful. Clancy is the opposite to that. Clancy is the rational side of the human mind. It's the part of us that reassures us that everything is going to be okay and there's nothing to be afraid of. But for people dealing with mental illness, that rational side of your mind may be locked away and hidden inside a metaphorical cave somewhere, simply watching from afar, documenting everything that happens but not giving us the support we need. Also, in some of the journal entries, Clancy refers to a certain bishop being kinder and warmer than the rest. That bishop is the bishop known as Keon's, which most of us now know is the bishop that's attached to the song Heavy Dirty Soul. And looking at the lyrics to that song, there's a lot of references to death. So I really believe that in the midst of Tyler dealing with mental health, Clancy, the rational side to Tyler's mind, might be trying to justify death as a viable option, treating death as something that is warm and welcoming, as opposed to treating it as something to be feared. So, that means this entire album is centered around dealing with mental health. And the entire overarching narrative is Clancy coming to terms with the fact that Dema was not a good place and that Dema was never home. And finally deciding to come out of the cave and help Tyler get out of the trench. It's a metaphor for not feeling trapped inside of your demons and trying to get out. Following your loved ones to a better place to find that rational part of your mind to tell you that everything's going to be okay, that you can do this. You can climb out of the trench. If anyone out there is dealing with any of these thoughts or feelings, I've left some phone numbers and some websites on screen and in the description. Please go out and check out those numbers and talk to people that do want to help you get through this. The first big step to recovery is realizing that there are people out there that do want to talk to you. So anyways, I just want to say thank you to everyone that actually came along to my channel and clicked subscribe. My last video did really well. I uploaded it and I had like 170 subscribers at the time, and now I've got like 11,000 or something like that. Honestly, I can't keep up. It's kind of growing really fast. So it put a lot of pressure on me to make this video, and I just want to say thank you for everyone that sent really nice messages, and also a big thank you to Savannah for helping me write this video. She also did some piano for the video as well. There was some piano on the background at the end there. If you guys want to check her out, I've got a channel on screen as well. Yeah, I just want to say thank you, and I don't want to ramble on for too long, so hopefully you guys stick around for whatever the next video is. Anyways, bye.